From the news footage showing a drone attack on the US military that resulted in the deaths of 3 American soldiers, if you pause and watch closely, the projectile hitting the US base is exactly the type of threat that a Patriot missile can intercept. Eventually, Donald Trump himself came out and admitted that the Patriot missile stockpile had been depleted. For each interception, the Patriot Air Defense System relies on 2 main components. The first is the missile launched to intercept the target, known as the interceptor, manufactured by Lockheed Martin. The second is the radar, manufactured by Raytheon, which is capable of detecting all types of airborne threats, including missiles, aircraft, and drones. A complete Patriot system costs about $1.1 billion. There are 2 types of missiles, the PAC-2, priced at roughly $2 million each, and the PAC-3, priced at around $4 million. During each operation, the process begins with the radar detecting a target and sending the data to the control station. The control station then commands the launcher to fire 2 missiles into the sky per target. As the missiles ascend, they transmit data back to the radar to ensure precise trajectory control. The United States has sold over 200 Patriot systems worldwide, distributed primarily across 3 main regions: Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. However, unable to keep up with production demand, the US authorized Germany and Japan to help manufacture the missiles for export. By 2010, China and Iran began stockpiling missiles, and Russia started its invasion of Crimea. This caused Sweden, Poland, and Romania to grow fearful of Russia, prompting them to request to buy Patriot systems from the US. At that time, there was still a sufficient supply of missiles to sell. Fast forward to 2022, Russia began its invasion of Ukraine, forcing the US, Germany, and the Netherlands to donate Patriot systems to Ukraine. The US had to pull missiles from its global stockpiles to send to Ukraine to fight against Russia. Then, in 2023, its favored ally, Israel, went to war with Iran, Hamas, and Lebanon. The Iranian military retaliated by launching missile strikes against Israel, and the US had to use Patriots to intercept them and protect its ally from Iran. Finally, in 2026, Donald Trump initiated a major conflict with Iran. This time, the Iranian military fought back, bombarding US and allied military bases across the Middle East. The attacks continued relentlessly until July 2026, which was when Donald Trump had to come out and admit that the Patriot missile stockpile was nearly depleted. This played right into the Iranian military strategy. The missiles used to attack the US cost less than $1 million each, and the Shahed drones cost no more than $20,000. Meanwhile, the PAC-3 missiles the US used for interception cost $4 million apiece. Even though the United States is wealthy enough to buy them, they simply couldn't manufacture them fast enough. Borrowing from NATO or European allies wasn't an option, as those countries needed to hoard their reserves out of fear of Russia. Trump had to swallow his pride and asked to borrow from Asian allies: Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. However, all 3 of these countries were also terrified of China. In the end, Trump had to return empty-handed and quietly pull from the US military base in Guam.